I thought today I would do a walk around on this little 250 MotoSport that I picked up the other day. This is a 1973 XL 250 MotoSport. You know, and what's really neat about these little bikes is 1973 was the first year that Honda had actually produced their motocrosser that they sold to the public. And if you didn't have pretty good cash outlay, or you wasn't a factory rider, you just most generally wouldn't even have the opportunity to have a motocrosser. So what a lot of people done to substitute for that, they would buy one of these XL 250 or 350 MotoSports, and they'd bring them in. They'd strip the headlights, tail lights, all the good stuff off of it, lighten the bike up as much as they could, and put a set of knobbies on it, and that was their motocrosser. Well, what's really unique about this particular bike is the overall completeness of this bike. This bike has every possible thing on it that it came from the factory with, all the way down to the little reflectors right up here by the headlight. The only thing that I could find on this bike that's missing is when I walk around to this side of the bike right here, when you drop down here to the exhaust, there's a little 250 MotoSport emblem that's set right here. When I get up here and look at the wheels on this bike, I try to get close here. Oops, try to get close here so everybody can see. But there's absolutely no tire spoon marks on this wheel. That wheel's probably one of the cleanest front wheels I've ever seen on a bike. The back wheel looks like it might have possibly had a spoon put on it at one time or another. This may be the second tire that actually came on the bike. Get up here and look at the miles on the bike. The bike's got 8841 miles. Like I said, just really clean looking XL 250 MotoSport. A couple things that I did notice is that somebody's changed out the original MotoSport shocks and put these Girling Guest shocks on there, which is probably, in all honesty, a little better shock, but the MotoSport shocks, I'm sure, probably went dead after a few years. Here's something that you don't usually see. This little plug right here being in there, you don't usually see it. It's still there. This is what's pretty cool. The key here in the ignition, that's still there. And when you look under the front here, front of the headlight, you got the steering lock that's still intact and functional. When we get down here to the seat, if I can do this with hand holding the camera, voila, everything's still intact under the seat. Still got the little trinket piece here that covers the battery. That's usually one of the first things that gets pitched off the bike. Still got the strap that holds the battery in place. Here, fuse holder right here on the side for one of the inline fuses. Here's a pretty neat little deal. Here's a spare fuse hole. Here, let me get to where you can see it. Spare fuse holder is still on the bike, still intact. Anyway, so looking at the overall condition of the bike, really neat little bike. It did have a broken lever up here, and I put a new lever on it, so the little ball tip doesn't match the lever that actually comes stock. So, like I said, I had a broke lever. A couple other things. The tank does have a dent in it right here, and then the seat had a little rip, and somebody had done a pretty nice little job patching it, but hardly noticeable. Looking at the inside of the tank here, It's just super clean, no rust whatsoever. I'd say this bike, when it wasn't rode, it was probably stored inside. If you look up here on this triple trees here where the choke is, you can see just a little bit of surface rust in a couple places. But not bad at all for a 1973 model. Motor's nice and clean. Doesn't look like it's using any oil or leaking any oil, I should say. That's pretty neat here. Buddy pegs. You can haul your buddy or your sweetheart or whoever on it. Let's see if we can get on it and fire it up here. I usually try to have somebody with me here to do this, and I'll see if I can do it one-handed. Key on. Kill switch on. Functional. Headlight. High beam. Low beam. Off. Won't find a bike with that anymore. Anyway, just take it outside, but if you can't see that, there's just snow everywhere. I believe we'll stay indoors with it. Anyway, nice clean little XL 250 MotoSport. Doesn't smoke. Doesn't seem to be leaking any oil. Just a clean little bike. Hope you enjoyed the show.